Okay, so what's the purpose of our contained player? Our contained player is the guy who's going to be there when the ball is forced to bounce to the outside. He's either got to make the tackle when everybody else forces the play to the outside, or he's got to change the path of the ball carrier. That's why our contained player will sometimes be called the force player, or we'll also call him the box player. Our inside guys are going to be spill players. So we're going to start out with the base 3-5-3 defense. Really simple defense to show what a contained player is and who the contained players are, because it's an 8-man front. If we're going to use a cover 3 coverage, and coverage does dictate who your contained players are, but in cover 3 in the 3-5-3 defense, our weak safety and our strong safety are going to be our contained players. Our inside 6 guys, our defensive linemen, and our inside linebackers, our stack backers, are going to be spill players, meaning they're trying to force the ball to the outside where the contained players are going to be there to make the play. So what we're looking at here, our weak safety, our strong safety, you may call them outside linebackers, whatever you want to call them, they're going to be reading either the end man of the line of scrimmage for a high hat, low hat key, or some people will use them reading the backfield. So what they're looking for is some sort of run pass key. So let's say that we get a low hat read, a run block out of our tackle. Our weak safety now has red run. He attacks to the line of scrimmage 1 yard deep in the backfield. If we go too deep, we can create vertical seams where the ball carrier can run underneath us even though he doesn't get outside of us. So we get 1 yard deep in the backfield. He's going to set. He's going to keep his shoulders square. He's going to force the ball carrier's path to either make the tackle, force him to turn back to the inside, or force the ball to bounce to the outside. So he's got to force it to go somewhere. He can't allow the path of the ball carrier to continue outside of him. He has to change the path of that ball carrier. So what we're looking for out of that guy is to force the path of this ball carrier to change. That's why he's sometimes called a force player. And that's the job of your contained player. Change the path of that ball carrier. It's very important that your contained player always knows where his help is at, because not only does he have these inside guys forcing the ball back outside to him, he has a free safety who's what we call an alley player. The alley player is looking to fit between the contained player and the spill players. We also have secondary force. Secondary force or secondary contain is out of your corners, who are deep third players in our cover 3 defense, but once they read maybe a stalk block by the wide receiver, they're going to attack to the outside, always keeping their outside arm and leg free. The same rule that we use for our contained player. Keep the outside arm and leg free, force the ball back to the inside, or force it to bubble where we can chase it down. Our contained player is there if the ball carrier's path bubbles. Our secondary contained player will be there. So this is how we use our contained players. By the way, backside contained player is also usually going to be your counter reverse bootleg guy, meaning that he's checking for counter plays. So if we get something happening here, something where we get a handoff back here, or we get a bootleg out of the quarterback, he's going to be there to check that as well.